3 years after the Chicago conference, in December 2012, an indictment was issued for a young man named Matthew Martoma who worked as a portfolio manager for Cohen. The accusation was that he had used confidential information about Boppy and executed the most profitable stock market trade in history. That is, the most profitable insider trading in history. Insider trading, in a very brief and simple sense, means trading stocks using information that is not public. This is illegal, at least in America. The indictment stated that Martoma, over 2 years, received confidential details about the progress of the drug's clinical trials and, based on that information, quickly realized that the results of the second trial would be disappointing. He then decided to trade accordingly. His source of information was none other than Sid Gilman. This means they don't want ordinary people to play high-risk games with the dangerous work they do. These are complex financial market players who use very advanced computer and mathematical techniques and also have all the methods at their disposal. I will put a longer edited audio file of Hamid's explanations where he describes in more detail what a hedge fund is and how shorting works on the blog so that anyone who wants to can listen to it there. The story of SAC Capital well, we've learned what shorting means, and we've understood the meaning of a hedge fund. Gilman, the doctor who gave this speech, and Cohen had never met before. However, government officials had a different explanation for SAC's clever maneuver. Now, let's briefly look at who Gilman is. One day in 2002, a physician named Edward Chin contacted Gilman on behalf of a company called Gerson Lehrman Group. Gilman's salary at the university at that time was $320,000 annually, which is a lot of money for living in Ann Arbor, that small city. One can live a good life there with that money. Matthew Martoma, in the summer of 2006, a young man named Matthew Martoma called Gilman and said that he had recently joined SAC Steve Cohen's hedge fund and was working on healthcare stocks. They talked a bit about Alzheimer's treatment and specifically about the drug Boppy. SAC was a difficult place to work. Its headquarters in Stamford was a strange office. Artworks from the personal collection of the owner, Steve Cohen, decorated the company. Among the artworks in the office was something called Self by the artist Mark Quinn. He was living in Boston at the time and was happy working for a small hedge fund. He knew SAC and understood that working for them was all or nothing. Finally, he agreed to